I started to be interested in MyScienceWork in 2012, and since then I'm collaborating with this organization and platform. Obviously, we are working in a rather fundamental preclinical research field, and nevertheless, we are interested in investigating natural compounds that potentially even come from food. So I noticed that this is really interesting for large public, not only for the pure scientists. So therefore, I thought that a platform like MyScienceWork could actually do both, related to professional scientists, but also related to an interested larger public. Because I really noticed that whatever is related to compounds we investigate from garlic, for instance, basically everybody is interested in that. And then on the other hand, my lab in Luxembourg indeed is a private lab. It is essentially funded by donations. So it is also a good opportunity to show the funding organisms and private donors that we provide a science that is open to a large public and that is interesting to a large public. These donors are essentially private people, sometimes people concerned by cancer. So as we are looking for cancer preventive, but also compounds that are of therapeutic value, so private donors and people in general are very interested to learn that food contains healing molecules that prevent cancer or perhaps with some modifications lead to novel drugs. Before, it was more the classical way to be present, obviously, on PubMed by reference publish research work. Databases like Google Scholar offered some visibility, but essentially to scientists. Regarding the general public or donors, I didn't have any tool to reach them in an efficient way, essentially by their, at that time at least, novel ways of social media like Twitter or Facebook that over the last 5 years become more and more used by scientists in order to prevent that the research remains unknown in some laboratory drawer. I believe that scientists should open their labs much more to the general public to inform. I think that has a lot of advantages, but also perhaps to take some fears and misunderstandings about research in general, and in my field, in biomedical research or genetically and molecular biology oriented research. There are quite a lot of fears in the general public, and by opening and explaining, this can obviously improve the situation. So this is highly recommendable to basically all the scientists. These different functions that came together in one platform were, to my understanding, at that time and perhaps even now, unique. So other platforms, perhaps like ResearchGate, are more or less strictly addressing a scientific public. Obviously, other people might look at this website, but it is more science-oriented. It is less easily accessible and open to everybody. This blog type of feature that we offer with articles in a simplified form about our research is not offered by any of the other scientific platforms. And so obviously the POLARIS platform allows upload, management, and cross-linking of the different publications in between my research labs in Luxembourg and in South Korea in a very transparent and easy way. On a regular basis, we get feedback based on the publications and PDFs we upload. So this includes general but also highly specific comments about the research that was done in the specific paper. So one of the major aims of referencing our research and using that to primarily boost our citations. Obviously, I mean, it's really important to get cited as a scientist. Now, since 2012, I see a quite spectacular increase in the volume and number of citations. This I attribute, at least in part, to my science work. So I don't have a direct tool now to find out whether the paper was cited because of my science work or potentially because of some other structure. But obviously, it is not by accident that exactly since we started to collaborate with MyScienceWork, the number of citations went up quite dramatically. Very positive about my experience with MyScienceWork as an excellent package of different functions that largely contribute to the visibility of my lab, both in Luxembourg, but essentially also at an international level. So in that sense, I'm very satisfied and I would recommend this platform.